Marines are very connected to their traditions and history. Near the Quantico, Virginia base, the Marines have constructed the National Museum of the Marine Corps as a lasting memorial to their sacrifices.
It will be the Corps' Mecca, the place that all understand that it's theirs. Every Marine that has gone before and the families of Marines. 70% of the people who come to the National Museum will clearly not be Marines. Most will not even have served in one form or another.
Marine Corps drill instructors. Okay, drill instructor.
They're going to be able to find out a little bit more about what it is to be a Marine. They're going to be able to walk the history of the nation and see it as Marines saw it throughout that history.
There's no group quite so enthusiastic about their own history than Marines. They're proud of where they've come from, proud of their culture. So you will walk alongside, run alongside, crawl alongside Marines in a lot of different places to make you feel like you're there with a Marine.
It's a museum that's all interactive, totally immersing the visitor in the experience of the major campaigns and the history. It's just another step in preserving that legacy.
I think it's part of indoctrinating people into the culture. It's about respect, really. We remember the Marines at the battles of World War I, and we remember the Pacific Island hopping campaign. We remember the urban fights and jungle fights of Vietnam. We remember the Gulf War, and you merge into that stream of history. You merge into that stream, and you know that you won't be forgotten. Not only that you won't be physically left behind, but you and the exploits of your Marines will live on in the history of the Corps. It's important, and it's reassuring, and it's comforting, I think, for Marines who are in harm's way.
Turn around.
In 1999, the Marine Corps integrated a new component into its training for all officers and enlisted personnel.
Don't, because you get used to this right here. If you do this,
The Marine Corps Martial Arts program is designed to improve individual warfighting skills and train all Marines to be one-on-one warriors.
step by step.
The idea for McMap can be traced to the end of the Vietnam War and a concern the Marines had gotten away from individual combat skills and training.
Get back, sir. Get back. Drop it. Drop it.
We teach the entire spectrum of violence.
Anything could be a weapon of opportunity. On a battlefield, it could be a helmet.
If you're going to go to the battle with this skill, it's usually going to be to kill someone.
Grab my other hand here and choke him out by just pulling up real hard.
The physical disciplines within the martial arts are different than what most people perceive of civilian martial arts. A lot of the perception is what they see in modern media, movies and TV. Most of that is myth and special effects.
McMap combines the most effective martial arts techniques from around the world into a single program. Some of the training techniques were developed at the International Hoplology Society, a group that studies why and how different cultures engage in combat.
We're setting up a program of training that teaches them to use the weapons they have at hand in a very simple set of patterns.
The primary emphasis is behavior, combative behavior. Okay, can you function in a lethal environment? The stress is part and parcel of that. That's why these are live blades.
Risk has to be involved in the training. it has to be as close to reality on the battlefield as possible. If you've dealt with it in a training situation, you are better prepared to deal with it on the battlefield situation.
All about training behavior.
What we're looking for is, can you stay cool, calm, professional, do your job, which in this case is closing with, dominating, or killing the enemy, while you're under tremendous pressure.
Training in technique is not nearly as important as training in behavior. The ability to move in on somebody who's trying to thrust a sharp, pointy object into your body is a behavioral thing far more than it is a technical thing.
He begins to retreat. He surrenders and he retreats.
In dealing with people in combat, you're primarily talking about nervous systems. You can change the technology all you want. The human nervous system's still the same. It's still going to react the same way to the high stress levels of lethal combat.
To deal with the stress of the battlefield, the Marine Corps tempers the physical demands of martial arts training with character-building lessons.
You want every person that you train to be as good as you.
I do believe it is the heart and soul of our warrior ethos.
Rob, good job. Nice finishing touch.
Our program, I believe, is unlike any other because we have 3 disciplines.
Hands.
We have the physical discipline, which is probably the sexiest. Guys just love going out there, rolling around, throwing punches and fighting and stuff like that. That's why we joined the Marine Corps.
Stay up.
There's 182 techniques and 5 different belt levels.
Turn around. Give me your money.
Don't shoot.
We also have the mental piece, which is studying the other cultures that are warriors, the Spartans, the Zulus, the Apaches, and all the other cultures that have a warrior mindset. And then the part that I think I enjoy the most about this program is the character piece. It's about teaching Marines the difference between right and wrong, about doing the right thing 24/7.
The Marine Corps has been making a concerted effort at developing character.
Target.
Even to the point in training close combat skills, they do not separate those two things. Integrity is part of close combat skills.
Target right.
It is an aspect of the warrior culture. Part of your identity as a warrior is being a man of integrity, a man of ethics.
The Spartans had a saying that the purposes of drills and exercises is less to strengthen the back than it is to toughen the mind. The physical training and the hard discipline allows them to be harder mentally and allows them to have that confidence. So they go hand in hand. Marine warrior ethos has been around since the very beginning. It grows even stronger because we rely on our history and the deeds done by Marines past to have an influence on what we do in the future.
Martial arts is not something that's new. It's been around for years. The first real martial artists in the Marine Corps were the Raiders of World War II. There's a lot of similarities between what the Raiders did and what we're doing today.
That connection to the past is never far from the martial arts program. McMap is headquartered in Raider Hall, home to a collection of Marine Raider memorabilia.